Yeah, it got cold again. But it is southern Alberta, and that happens. It was minus 25 when I found this guy. He didn't care. And neither did these geese sitting in the frozen fog down along the Bow River. It always amazes me how these birds can tolerate this stuff. I know they've been doing it for thousands of generations, but it's still pretty amazing. Me, my beard and the hair around my hood were looking like the feathers on this mallard. Yeah, it was every bit as cold as it looks. I'd gone down to the river to find some trumpeter swans my friend Mike had seen, but I didn't find them, so I decided to go out the next day. But I took a slightly more circuitous route to get there. It had snowed a bit overnight in addition to the frost, and it was quiet and still. So I headed west a bit to explore the foothills. So beautiful out there.
I love the look of the snow on the trees. No color.
Well, actually, there was a little bit of color. Kind of muted, though. I found these ruffed grouse. I love the color of their feathers, all those different shades of brown and gray. I'd stopped to photograph a stand of aspens, and just by luck they were in the ditch right next to me. The sky was starting to clear a little bit and the sun was popping out, although it still wasn't very warm. In fact, in places, in the low spots, my truck thermometer hit minus 27. But oh my, it was pretty. The overnight snow had settled on frost that was already on the branches of the aspens and the saskatoons, and it piled up and just sat there. A light breeze was making things sway a little bit, but mostly the snow and frost just stayed where it was. And on this north-facing slope, it kind of caught the glow from the sun just kind of peeking through the clouds. I quite often see elk when I come up to this ridge, but not today. These little guys, though, they were hanging around. White-tailed deer. I'm surprised they stuck around to let me take their pictures. Moose, though, they're pretty easygoing. I found this guy when I finally got around to heading back to the river. He was eating the exact same thing that those ruffed grouse were. They all loved those willow buds. It had warmed all the way up to minus 23 by the time I got down by the water again. A cold wind was blowing up the river from the east and scattering the mist around. But at least it was sunny. This golden eye was chugging along, and there was a whole platoon of mallards out swimming in the slushy ice. Back in the city, I never did find those swans, but I found these Canada geese swimming through the mist and preening along the shore, and ignoring the fact that it was minus 25. But they know the weather in southern Alberta just as well as we do. Yeah, it can get warm in the winter, but most of the time it gets cold again.